and I was like, oh my god, that is so cute. I have the perfect yarn for this. I want to make it for myself too. Hi, welcome to Sunkissed, and today I'm going to be showing you how I made this super cute granny square sweater with a collar inspired by a pattern I saw on TikTok. Let's go! So one day I was just scrolling through my TikTok, as we all do probably in this generation, and not only. I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw this post by Bella. I don't remember the full username, but I will definitely link it down below, and I'll link it down. She has a TikTok video series and she has also put it together for a YouTube video, so I'll link it all below. Which one suits you best, TikTok, YouTube, you can check it out. I saw her trying on the sweater. It wasn't even a pattern video, it was her trying on the sweater, and I was like, oh my god, that is so cute. I have the perfect yarn for this. I want to make it for myself too. A few of my projects before I saw this one was also granny square themed, and I had told myself the next project that I'm making is not going to be related to a granny square. It's going to be something else. But I just saw this video and I was like, oh my god, I have to make it. I have to. It's just so cute. I want it. I need it. So I started making it, and yeah, it's granny squares. Some people hate them, some people love them. What's your take on granny squares? Put it down below in the comments. I'm gonna read it. So I opened her TikTok profile. I looked through all the videos to find the pattern for it, and thank god she had posted one. Because yeah, the body part is quite simple. It's just granny squares sewn together, but for the sleeves she did a bit of a different pattern. It's not a full granny square, it's a bit different. So I had to see how she made it. Obsessed! So to make a petal burst granny square, you'll need your yarn and your crochet hook. Grab the end of the yarn, make a slip knot, and chain 5. You can either do chain 5 or you can do a magic circle. It's up to you. After you have done your magic circle or chain 5, you chain 5 and slip stitch to the first chain. Then you chain 2 and find the middle of your newly made circle or the chain 5 loop, and we're going to be putting 15 double crochets into the middle. This first one already counts as a double crochet. We're going to put 15 more and have 16 in total. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Again, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now you have 2 double crochets and your first chain 2. Repeat that until you have 16 double crochets all around your circle. After you have made your 16 double crochets all around this circle, make sure you count them, and there is 16, because if there is less or more, it's going to be messing with our granny square later. So count them: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Once you're done, you can pull your circle tighter so there's not a big hole in the middle. And then we're going to be slip stitching to the first double crochet, so at the top of it. You insert your hook, pull up a loop, and pull through. On the next round, we're going to start making the petal clusters. So start your round by chaining 2, and then we're going to put a double crochet into the same stitch we just slip stitched to. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now you have your chain 2 as a double crochet and a double crochet all in the same stitch. We're going to chain 1 and yarn over, put your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, pull through 2, but don't finish this double crochet. We're going to yarn over again, insert our hook into the same stitch, pull through 2 again. Now we have 3 loops on our hook and 2 double crochets into the same stitch. And now we're going to be pulling through all 3 of them. And again, chain 1. And we're going to be repeating this all around the circle. Again, we're going to have 16 clusters of 2 double crochets. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Don't finish the double crochet. We're going to yarn over again, insert our hook in the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 of the loops and chain 1. So this circle, this round, is going to be clusters of 2 double crochets into the same stitches, separated by chain 1 space. Do this all around this circle. So if you're not sure if you need to work in this last stitch or not, you can always go back and count your clusters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And we know that we need 16 clusters in total, so this small little stitch, we also need to work into it. Don't forget to chain 1 after your last one, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and put it into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 of your stitches. Again, don't forget to chain 1, and we're going to be slip stitching into this chain 1 space that we made between the first and second cluster. So we're going to insert our hook into this chain 1 space, pull up a loop and slip stitch. That's round 2 of the Petal Burst Granny Square. For the next round, we're going to be chaining 2 again. Now we're going to be making in every chain space, so 1, we're going to be putting a cluster of 3 double crochets. So this chain 2 counts as our first double crochet. So we're yarning over, inserting our hook into the same stitch we slip stitched to, pulling up a loop, yarning over and pulling through 2, yarning over again, inserting our hook into the same stitch, yarning over, pulling through 2, and yarning over, pulling through 3 of the stitches. The first cluster will always look a bit differently, just because we started with a chain 2, not with a double crochet. And separating these clusters in this round, we're going to be chaining 2. After every cluster, chain 2. Then we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the chain 1 space from the round before, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, struggling a bit, and then the same thing, yarn over, insert into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and now we have 4 stitches on your hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 4 of them. Again, chain 2, and repeat this all around the circle, again making 16 clusters, now of 3 double crochets, separated by chain 2. So when you have finished making clusters of 3 double crochets into every single stitch around, don't forget to chain 2 after your last one, and we're going to be slip stitching to the chain 2 space between the first cluster and the second cluster. So insert your hook, pull up a loop and pull it through. Round 3 is finished, or something like this. And for the last round of clusters, we're going to be chaining 2, and into every single chain space we're going to be putting 5 double crochets, 5 as a cluster. So this first one is a bit different. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and repeat that 4 more times. So yarn over, insert into the same stitch, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and the same thing over again until you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochets into the same stitch. We're going to yarn over and pull through all loops on the hook, and for this time we're going to be chaining 3 between every cluster. So the next one is going to be how all of them are going to look, because the first one looks a bit different. So we're going to be inserting our hook into the chain 2 space from the last row. We're going to be pulling up loops and putting 5 double crochets. each time pulling through 2 only. So that's 3, 4, and 5. In total you have 5 double crochets as a cluster, and you have 6 loops on your hook. So you yarn over and you pull through all 6 of them and chain 3. Repeat that all around the circle. When you have finished making clusters of 5 double crochets all around the circle, don't forget to chain 3 after your last one. I'm going to slip stitch into the chain 3 space between the first and second cluster. So insert your hook, pull up a loop and slip stitch. Now we're going to make this circle into a granny square. To do that, we're going to chain 3, and we're going to be making 2 treble crochets into this chain space that we just slip stitched to. So we yarn over twice, insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's a treble crochet. We're going to do it one more time. So yarn over twice, insert your hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now I have 2 treble crochets and chain 3. That's also counting as a treble crochet. Now we're going to be chaining 3, forming a corner, and again inserting 3 treble crochets into the same stitch. So yarn over twice, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, through 2, and 2, and do that 2 more times. So that's 1, and that's 2. Now we have made our corner. Now we're going to be chaining 1, and into the next chain space we're going to be putting 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. And again we're going to be chaining 1. Between every cluster that we're making, every double crochet, half double crochet, we're chaining 1 in between. So chain 1, and into the next chain space we're going to be putting 3 half double crochets. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Again, chain 1, and we're going to repeat the process we just did. So we're going to put 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, and we're going to be putting 3 treble crochets into the next chain space. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. We're going to be chaining 3, and putting 3 more treble crochets into the same stitch. Again, we're shaping our second corner of the granny square. Again, chain 1, and we're going to be repeating this side. So double crochets, half double crochets again, corner of 3 treble crochets separated by chain 3, and then 3 treble crochets again, double, half, double, treble, and all around the square, making the square into a granny square. Once you have finished making the square, don't forget to chain 1 after your last cluster of double crochet stitches. We're going to be slip stitching into the second chain of chain 2. So inserting our hook, pulling up a loop, and slip stitching. So our granny square is finished. Now I'm going to be adding a few more rows to make a panel for the sweater. And we're going to be doing that using just the simple granny square stitch. So double crochets separated by chain 1 space. And for the corners, double crochets separated by chain 2. So to start that, I'm going to be chaining 3 for this round and inserting our hook into this corner, making 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to be chaining 2 and putting 3 more double crochets into the same stitch, the same corner, the same chain space. So 2 and 3. Now we're going to be chaining 1 and putting 3 double crochets into every single chain space that here is, separating them by chain 1. Then again corner, and repeat that all around this square. When you have almost finished your granny square, you'll see that this is your chain 3 from the beginning of the round. So finish your previous cluster of 3 double crochets, chain 1, and into the next one we're going to be putting only 2, because this one will be counting as our 3rd double crochet. So 1 and 2. We don't chain 1, we slip stitch to the second chain of our chain 3. So insert our hook, pull up a loop, and slip stitch shut. This is what your granny square looks like so far. And for the next round we're going to be chaining only 2. And you're going to be alternating between chaining 2 and chaining 3. Every round is going to be different. So one is going to be chain 2, one is going to be chain 3. How do we know that? Is chain 2 and we have space into this previous chain 1. We're going to be putting 2 more double crochets and then chaining 1 and going on for a corner. And before that we were starting on a last stitch. So we were chaining 3 and we needed to work into this one, so that chain 3 counted as chain 2 for the double crochet and chain 1 as this chain space to work into the next one. So one round is going to be chain 3, one is going to be chain 2. For this one, chain 2 and continue making the square. For this sweater I made extra 8 rows of granny square stitch. So you can see this is where you finished with the half double crochets. You finished the granny square and 8 more additional rows for the panel for this sweater. And in total I made 8 granny squares like that, 8 with 8 additional rows. My microphone died here for a few clips, but what I was explaining is that for the sleeve panels I made the same granny square motif, only for the smaller piece I added 5 additional rows of granny square stitch, and for the bigger panel of the sleeve I added 6 rows of additional granny square stitch. What I did next was cut off the yarn, fasten it off, and attach it to a corner, and do 4 rows of granny square stitch only on one side of the square. So you do 1 row, you turn your work, and do 3 more. In total 4 more rows only on one side of the square for now. After you have finished your additional 4 rows of regular granny square stitch, we're going to be chaining 2, turning our work again, and working regular granny square stitches till the last 2 chain spaces are left. So don't crochet into these ones till these ones. The same regular granny square stitch. So we're going to be adding 2 more into this chain space, because the first chain 2 already counts as our double crochet. Then we're going to chain 1 and repeat that till we're left with only 2 chain spaces at the end. So when we have only 2 chain spaces left into this next one, we're going to be adding 1 double crochet, 1 half double crochet, and a slip stitch to the top of one of the double crochets from the last round. So we just slip stitch to that, and then we're going to chain 1, cut off our yarn, pull it through. So that's one of the decrease rounds. It kind of joins in nicely here. We're going to do 3 more of these decrease rounds on this side. So again, crochet until you have 2 left, and into this one You're gonna add double crochet, half double crochet, and slip stitch to the top of the double crochet from the round before, cut off and fasten it off for 3 more. So in total we have 4 rounds of regular granny square stitches, 4 rows, and 4 of the decreased ones. Once you have finished, it should look something like this. So you see the edge is something like this. So now you have to repeat the same thing on the other side so it mirrors. So if this is the fattest part on this side, then also on the other side it has to be here. So you can fold it and it's going to look exactly the same. And for your smaller square, we're going to do also that, only the row count is going to be different. The stitches are going to be the same, the row count is going to be different. So if on the big square we did 4 rows of granny square stitch and 4 rows of decreases, on the smaller square we're going to be doing 3 rows of granny square stitch and 2 rows of decreases. After finishing all the sleeve panels, they should look something like this. So this is the big one and this is the small one. The big one and the small one. And I'm going to be sewing them together like this. So one big and one small in 2 different colors, one big and one small. You start with the bigger one with the widest edge. Here are the tapered side, the decreases. And this is the smaller one, also the bigger side, and the decreased rows. So you attach them together like this, sewing these sides together. Attach the back panels together like this. I made this checkerboard pattern, so 2 darker ones, 2 lighter ones. This is the back. And we're going to be doing the same for the front, only leaving a few stitches open here so we have space for the collar and it looks a bit nicer. Once you have attached all the back and the front panels together, for the front panel leaving a bit of a slit for a collar, attach the big front panel and the big back panel, so that's 4 granny squares and 4 granny squares. Attach them together, leaving a hole for your neck hole. So something like this. This is the front with the collar, this is the neck hole, the back and the front. Then fold your sleeve panel in half, pinpoint the widest part. This is the half width, and attach it using a stitch marker or a loose piece of yarn right here. Once you have attached your sleeve to the middle of the back and the front panels, you can open it up and you'll be able to sew it together, this sides of the front and the back with the sleeve, and do the same on the other side as well and sew it together. After you have finished attaching the sleeve, right now it looks like this, it's still open and the side of the sweater is also open. You start sewing it shut like this and along the sleeve, and do the same thing on the other side. So when you have attached all the granny squares and sleeve panels together, I also added a collar like Bella did in her video. A simple granny square stitch collar. I did it in 2 colors, 2 opposite the colors I have here. It's just a simple granny square stitch going all around for a few rows depending on how thick you want the collar to be. And that's it. All you need to do now is weave in all the ends if you didn't do it while you were working on this piece, and you have to block it if you want to. That's optional because it looks pretty good now, but I'd recommend blocking it anyways if you didn't block the squares before sewing them together. I really wanted to make it only in this light brown color and then maybe do like a trim around the collar or underneath like Bella did in her video, but I quickly understood when making the bigger squares that it's definitely not going to be enough, and I really wanted it to be a long sleeve sweater, not super short or mid sleeve. So I took a darker brown color I had in my stash that was thrifted by my mom for me, so I mixed them together and I think it looks pretty cute. It's still brown, still has the notes of brown like I wanted. Right now it just looks a bit more fun. I think it looks super cute, super adorable. I need to put a lighter colored shirt underneath because I have a pink one right now and it's really shining through, but looking at it. It's kind of cute. The reason I haven't weaved in the ends yet and blocked it is because I'm saving a few projects that I have made recently, saving them to make a video of me blocking them all together, just for the sake of a little video for myself and for you guys. So I haven't blocked it yet, but I believe that when I block it, the sleeves are going to be a bit longer and it's going to be a bit more relaxed, the fit. I also could have blocked it when the pieces were still squares, but I just wanted to sew it together and then block it as a whole. I thought that's going to be easier. So thank you for watching this video. Definitely go check out the patterns that Bella made. I'll link down her TikToks and her YouTube video, because she also goes in depth and shows a lot of stitches and explains stuff, probably better than I did in a few tutorials that I added in this video. Definitely put like on this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out her videos as well, because it is her pattern and she deserves some love for creating this, because I'm literally obsessed. Thank you guys for watching this video. Have a sunny day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!